What is going on, guys? Hey, I wanted to come back to you the first day of the year. So I wanted to come to you and I wanted to bring you some Rollo Tomassi. And I really enjoy a lot of his videos, his blog, and his books. You know, I think he's got a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of things about Rollo that people, man, they just don't want to hear some of the things he has to say. But again, you know, it's. I don't think I've ever heard him say something that I really disagree with. Really, I mean, but yeah. But anyways, guys, if you would please like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thanks.
Men need to grow up, firstly, and men need to stop being cowards, secondly. You see a woman walking down the street minding her business. You approach her. You say everything that you know she would like to hear. You get her defenses down. Once her defenses are lowered, you then go in there, take what you want, and then you leave. After doing so, you leave and repeat the cycle elsewhere. You do it again, you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. You've scarred a whole bunch of women. The men who follow you now have to do the work to help heal these women. And half the time, these women end up destroying these men because they don't know how to believe that they're worthy of love because of what you've done to them. The children that they bear have to live with the scars that you have inflicted on these women.
You know, number one, man, I gotta stop it right here because, you know, I want to add to this, you know, why are men responsible for women, the way they feel, the way women go after men with goals in mind, how to get the man, how to lock him down, how to get him to pay for whatever, but if men say, you know what, I'm hurt because of women, you know, it's women's fault. And, you know, it's up to women to heal men, to make sure they don't use men. You never hear that kind of stuff. You never hear that at all because women are allowed to say, on one hand, I'm a powerful, strong woman. And on the other hand, they're allowed to be victims of men. And again, you know, people are victims of each other. I mean, you know, we act out in ways because, you know, we're kind of unhealed in ourselves. But men go after what they want biologically, and women go after what they want biologically as well. And, you know, men go after, you know, the young, good looking, they want somebody to be faithful, not run around or whatever. But the fact of the matter is they go after somebody who is going to be, a good fit for them. And why do we demonize that? Why do we demonize what is good for men, what men want, and we build up what women want? That is the ideal. What women want is the ideal. You know, that's okay. You know, whatever a woman wants is okay. You know, but whatever a man wants is demonized. It's like, you know, you're shallow because you want, you know, a nice firm ass and you know, bouncy tits or something. And, you know, I'm not trying to be graphic or rude or whatever, but why do we demonize that? That biologically is what men look towards, what men want, what men, you know, I'm not saying older women don't have value. I mean, they do have value. But what men want as far as procreation is younger and hotter. That is what men typically look for. and again, we demonize what men want, and we build up, we glorify what women want. And I think what this guy is doing right here on this show, this guy talking about how men abuse women by tricking them into coming to the world or whatever. What do you think women do? What do you think women do? Women are out there looking for a man in a certain way. They're not gonna. They're gonna love the man the way Oh yeah, I'm great for so many months, and then she's gonna pull back and change, and and it's not the way. She's not going to be the way that she is when you meet her. She's going to put on her representative is going to come out and talk for her, deal with things for her. She is not going to be the same woman that you end up with. So, we got to be honest about that stuff. And this guy, man, he needs to just, grow up.
There's a domino effect here. The other thing a lot of guys don't realize in practicing this behavior is that there's a karmic consequence to this. You don't get away with it. You never get away with it. So you'll find many guys who are out here playing these games at some point decide, I'm ready to settle down. I'm ready to do the right thing.
And what do they want? What do they want?
They
want a
love,
woman with no blemishes, with no past issues, with no baggage, with no troubles, with no issues from their past relationship.
And even if you get that woman, because of who you are, and because you have, triggered a set of consequences, she might end up hurting you, even worse than you hurt the other people, because who you are is teaching her how to treat you.
Okay, so the reason I'm throwing this one out here is because I think this is, in a roundabout way, it's very much connected to what's going on with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Okay. There is this presumption. Now, if I had to say, thank you for that, my friend, Sloan. I'll throw that up here in just a second. Thank you for that super chat. I will get to you in just a moment. The reason I put this up here, and the reason I got this is this came to me, and somebody was talking about like how this is like, I think this is a common rationale. I've written about this. I think it was back in, what year was it? It was, I'm looking at, I have a post, and this is, by the way, this is not in any book. It's on therationalmale.com. I wrote this and posted it in December 21st, 2018. And the title of the post is called Little Big Head. And I know maybe that sounds a little weird, but it means like, you will constantly hear beta male guys tell you, I think with the big head and not the little head. Like he's making a decision to do what he does. Like he puts up with the Amber Heard because he's thinking with the little head, right? Instead of the big head. And this is more or less the virtue signaling version of this. I'm gonna backtrack through this here in just a second and explain it to you like sort of bit by bit and point by point. But I wanted to let you guys see the entire video first before I delve into it. I don't know who this guy is, and I don't know what show this is. It was a TikTok video. If somebody knows who it is, please let me know. I'm not really sure. However, I think it is a real, like, still to this day, we're dealing with a mentality that is still virtue signaling, but it's virtue signaling. It's like game as virtue signaling. And when I look at this and I see this kind of stuff, I'll show you some other stuff here. Like the first and foremost, let's start with the beginning here. There is this presumption that women are hypo-agents. Okay, that's hypo-agency. What's hypo-agency? Okay, hypo-agency is this: the world happens to you, you do not happen to the world. When it's in men and the world happens to them, we shame them. We say, well, as I've said before, men must become and women just are, right? If you're the kind of guy who doesn't happen to the world and you...
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I want to cut in here because I want to make sure that I don't get any copyright strikes or anything against me. But yeah, I mean, Yeah, I totally agree with Rollo. I mean, I totally agree. I love his books. I love his, but he's got a lot of good points. And I know, he kind of rubs people the wrong way sometimes. And I get it, man. I get it. But I think, and again, I haven't really heard anything from this man that I don't disagree with, that I don't, that I do disagree with. There is nothing that I know that he said that I don't agree with. I agree with pretty much everything he says. And, it's like, yeah, I mean, women, they live in a way, and this is no attack on women at all. Again, man, I'm married. I have a daughter. I love women. But the fact is, man, we got to be honest. If a woman can be, the strong woman, this, whatever. Yeah, I'm a strong woman. I make my own money, do my own thing, or whatever. But also at the same time, I'm a victim. And I'm a victim of men. Men come in and they act in certain ways, and they trick us to, it's like, what part of things is your responsibility? Because, with men, it's like, yeah, I mean, we're not allowed to say, we're tricked by these women and by these things and by these, and most men are like, man, I don't even want to be betrayed that way, because it makes me look weak. But again, man, women are allowed to come off that way.
You just kind of go along to get along. We call that guy sort of a beta male or a simp or whatever, whatever. He's not a high value guy because he's not exercising his will upon the world. Okay. But when it comes to women, we hold them blameless for being hypo agents, meaning that the world happens to them, to the point right here where we're presuming, and especially in this guy's case, that men who are players, men who are the men that women want to get with, that other men want to be and other women want to bang, that when they leverage that, when they have sex with women, when they can either enjoy having sex with many women, or whether they're players, whether they're not players, whether they're cheating on them, whether they're high value men, it kind of comes back to the debate, let's just say, between whether a high value man should be entitled to have many women. That's asking the wrong question, I think. And I have discussed this when I was doing the breakdown of the video where Fresh and Fit were talking to the Australian radio station with Jackie and Kyle, Jackie O and Kyle. And then they rage quit and then made a big deal. But the thing is they're asking the wrong question, I think. Because I think there's this idea, particularly in a female-centric world, that that women are entitled to the high-value guy. But not only are they entitled to him, they are also entitled to his exclusivity. That they are the only.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That happens quite a bit. It's like, all these women are wanting this, 5% or 10% of guys. But they want him to be exclusive to her. No. It doesn't happen that way. 90% of the guys, 85, 90% of the guys or whatever that you guys won't even look at. They're you might see a few guys there that yeah, they might be nice looking and but make, $40,000 a year or something, or they might be ugly and make, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 plus, six figures. Well, so again, man, but you want the 6 foot tall, best looking guy making, $200,000 a year. And, and then I think the statistic of men that make over 100,000 a year is 10%. 10% of men make more than $100,000 a year. And again, man, but women have a certain criteria. And if men don't meet their criteria, they look down upon them. They don't want them. So they're all going for these higher value men. They're going for a step up or a few steps up from where they are. And, again, man, they might be able to get that. But exclusive? Probably not. So, we gotta be honest about that stuff. And again, man, you're forgetting about the 85-90% of men that you won't look at. They're beneath you. And then all of a sudden when they kind of come out of their cocoon and they're doing well and they're making good money and whatever, it's like you want them, but they don't want you. So again, man, but I wanted to put this piece up from Rollo because, man, I love his books and stuff. And again, I know he rubs people the wrong way at times. I get it. But yeah, check out his stuff. It's pretty good stuff. His blog, his books, they're really good. But look, guys, if you would, please like and subscribe. Thanks.
You son of a